Can we stop the recording? No, it's in progress. Good. Thank you. Just a minute. So thank you for your talk, and welcome back.
Thanks.
Yeah. And thank all of you for coming on Father's Day. Yeah. I think about my daughter. I don't think she thinks about me, but still. Does anyone have a question?
I have a comment.
You have a comment?
Yes.
What kind of comment?
Birthday.
Pardon me?
Is this your birthday?
Yeah, it's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Next question. Yeah. Today I am 79 years old.
Oh my God.
And I know I don't look a day over 78, but, but I am 79. And it's a prime number, so I'm in the prime, one of the primes of my life. The primes are going to get a little more scattered now, I suppose. Could you pass me that, just so I can pass it easily to anyone?
Okay.
I think Jonathan has a question.
I don't, sorry.
Okay, Zen Master Hae has a question.
Could you say something about posture?
Yes, this has come up quite recently for me. I've always talked about posture, sitting Zen, and many of you have heard, what I have to say. Obviously the straight back, keep the energy, down low, energy down here. Posture is coordinated with breath, and you can't really breathe correctly unless you have good posture. So, a lot of energy to start down here with the inhalation, then everything spreads out up here, so, you really got a solid pillar of breath here, supporting you. Your spine automatically becomes straight. And I always recommend holding the breath for a bit and then a long, slow exhalation. And all of this can be done in time with the repetition of a mantra, like Wa, Om, Song, Jong, Wa, Om, and so forth. And that's how I practice, as a matter of fact. What I miss about the way I practiced this for Zoom years, I would just look at everybody on Zoom and do, one cycle of breath, again, paying close attention to posture, and bonding, with each of you, or chanting for each of you. But now we don't see the screen, in the Dharma room. So I had to imagine, let's see, who was present, who is on that screen. About 50-50, I'd say, it was okay. Got most of you anyway. Lately, posture came up in my non-practice life, if there is an aspect of one's life which isn't practice. I have very severe scoliosis, so my spine looks like that. It really is almost a right angle and almost a 90-degree twist, and lots of pain sitting, pain, all the time. And then, 3 or 4 days ago now, Judy told me about some older woman, I think it was.
A friend's mother.
Pardon me?
A friend's mother.
Yeah, a friend's mother, who had a similar problem, and was given the advice, I suppose, about she just started spontaneously.
No,
what? How did it go?
She didn't do anything.
She didn't do anything?
She's suffering, but you took a hint.
Oh, I took a hint from her suffering, and that's in general a good idea, to take a hint from somebody else's suffering. And I thought, if my posture were always correct, my spine would be as straight as it can possibly get. And so about 3 days ago, I started to pay close attention to my posture every standing moment and sitting moment. Went to bed at night, didn't have to worry about it. And within a half hour of starting that, I noticed, no more lower back pain. And the back pain has stayed away. And I'm 2 inches taller than I used to be. That's the real bonus, you know. So I can look down on the world from above. Anyway, we always, do pay close attention to posture in Zen practice, but I strongly recommending paying attention to posture every moment of your life. And then it can have not only the effect of straightening your spine, but aligning you to be really present at this moment in the world. I found it has that effect also for me. And they're both important, but obviously as a Zen practitioner, it's the second one that's really important. If you're paying attention to your posture, you are paying attention. And that's what it's all about. And if you have the habit of paying attention to any one thing, whether it's your breath when you're sitting, or simply your posture in your everyday life, you start to pay attention to other people in a different way. For one thing, it's not everything's about my own suffering. Why does my back hurt so much? It becomes how can I really be with this person? Maybe how can I help this person? So I want to thank great Zen Master Judy for literally straightening me out. Thank you very much. So does that bring up a question for anyone? Or
I have a question.
You have a question?
Yeah. So we pay attention to like a certain like mantra or phrase, like "What am I?" or something like that.
Yeah.
Is it possible is it possible to also just pay attention to whatever's going on in our head, just to follow that around?
You can
see that and that be kind of like
Yes, that's actually one form of meditation. Just look at your mind, moment to moment. Yeah. What is this? You'll get pretty tired of that after a while, though. Not just tired, horrified. You see, your mind is a bucket of shit. But it's good to see that. Yeah. I don't actually recommend it as a technique because it's actually very difficult to pay attention moment to moment, to your mind. And it actually leads to a kind of self-indulgence. Yeah, everything I think is okay, as long as I'm aware of it. It is better to be aware of it, whatever it is, than not to be aware of it, no question. But I don't recommend it as a technique for meditation practice. I do recommend that whatever the technique is, that it's coordinated with the breath and supported by posture.